the desert of the real.
Welcome to the Desert of the Real. I am your host, Ryan Hudson. And joining with me, as always, is the estranged brother that's not really mentioned ever before, or really ever since.
Jason Deeds.
That was a vague Dumbledore reference.
Right.
I know, that wasn't the best one. I was trying to think, maybe your evil Dark Lord, Jason Deeds. I don't know. No.
That's good.
That's good. The Desert of the Real is a movie podcast where I forced Jason to watch big blockbuster movies he's refused to watch because he did not think they were worth his time. We are currently watching the Harry Potter movies.
True.
You looked like you were going to say something.
No.
We're here to ask if this movie has anything deep to say. We are two English language arts high school teachers, and we have academic degrees, and we attempt to use them to dig deeply into movies.
It's been a while for you, hasn't it?
Yeah. We explore the creativity, philosophy, ethics, and film studies of our movies and push you, the listener, to think critically about your entertainment. We are happy you are here. We had a 1 week off break for the first time ever, basically.
That is true.
And we're back in the saddle with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Yes, indeed.
And it feels good to be back. We're glad you're back. We love you. We love that you have liked our show, left us a 5-star review, or written a review. That all helps us.
That does.
To let everyone know, it's been a long week. Jason and I had just gone through a 3-hour bigger than department, a district meeting.
Faculty meeting.
That on our day off. So,
Well, I mean, it's not technically our day off because we're contracted to be here.
you're right. All right, fine. Now it's accurate, so that's better.
He came back from Hawaii like this. I don't know what he did there, but...
Oh, we don't work Fridays except for one day a month, and that was today. And now we are talking about Harry Potter.
Yes. The last one.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. This is post-Hawaii, Ryan, where everything's laid back and chill. You know,
Yep.
This is the aloha, Ryan. Anyway, so I don't know what's going to happen. Dietz has been kind of brain dead.
Yeah.
And so who knows what will come out of his mouth today.
Lost one of my very favorite students this week, so...
We've had a tragedy.
I've been struggling a lot. I didn't actually even want to do this today, but here I am because... Actually, I don't know why. Because I'm here.
We're here because we're here.
No, we're here because we have people that depend on
Yeah.
our deep insights into movies that are over a decade old that no one watches anymore and doesn't even care about really.
I don't know if that's true necessarily. Yeah, you're right. They need to remake this with a TV show style.
Sure. That's what we need. Is
On
more
HBO,
TV
unless
shows.
it gets bought by the rights of Netflix, then it'll be on Netflix, because that might happen. Anyway, the point is, who knows what will come out of Jason's mouth.
That is true.
What movie did we watch?
That's Harry Potter 25, I think, or
Yeah.
7, 8,
It's the
6,
8th movie,
8.
based on the 7th book.
Harry Potter 8.
And we've already talked about last time how it was a good idea to split up book 7 into 2 movies.
According to you.
I dare someone to edit part 1 and part 2 into one movie. It would
It'd
fill...
be like 3 and maybe 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible.
Which
I
this
just think
franchise is not afraid of, so I don't know why they didn't just
Yeah.
take out most of the friggin' 7th movie.
I like the 7th movie.
Well, you're the only one.
I like the 7th movie more than this one even.
Really?
Yeah, I think part
this
one's...
is my favorite of the 8.
Yeah. Oh, of all of them?
Yeah.
Whoa. This is hot off the press. Color me surprised.
Why?
I don't know.
It's over now.
Is that why? It's your favorite?
No. I mean, it's part. I'll have to admit, it's like 35-40% of why, but
I would imagine you wouldn't have liked it because it's mostly just hit the ground running, don't stop, and basically all kind of all spectacle and action until the end, in a way.
I don't think so. I think I pulled more philosophy stuff out of this one than any of the others.
See, and because that was the big surprise with the fifth Harry Potter movie. It's like, oh yeah, there's some big ideas I had never considered until we talked about it, so I'm excited to see. I got a couple, at least one interesting take that I'm excited to bring up for film studies of the real.
Cool.
Okay, I want to get into my cons right away.
All right, let's just jump in.
My first con, which is out of anyone's control, is John Williams was going to come back, but did not because of scheduling. And that's kind of a bummer because it could have been really awesome.
It still was.
Yeah, I mean, it still works. You're right. Mostly con-wise, just to kind of speed things along.
Because it's our day off, dang it. This is going to be a 20-minute episode.
But I hate the end battle between Harry and Voldemort.
Me too.
Because, I mean, I swear, this, not to invoke the book, but, like, I think it's important.
Well, you gotta stop saying not to invoke the book.
I think
fully 45% of your comments are book.
I think it's crucially important that everyone should have watched the battle. Like, everyone needed to see Voldemort die. I think that is important. And B, Harry and Voldemort don't even say anything during the whole battle, where it's kind of interesting at least that he keeps calling Voldemort Tom Riddle, like Tom, and he's basically proving, like, you basically have no power in it. Like you are, like, a powerful wizard or whatever, but, like, you're just Tom. You are just, I guess, a bully, or like, you can be defeated, and you don't get any of that. And this will come in later with the lens I have discovered and want to use. But also, Voldemort's death specifically, he kind of turns into flakes and flies away.
Right.
I do think, once again, it's actually important and a real criticism that his body isn't there dead in front of everyone.
Right.
Like, because that's what happened, that began this whole franchise. Voldemort tried to kill a baby, it backfired or whatever, and he disappeared. He can come back. Dumbledore even says in this movie, oh, he's gone, but he'll come back. I think the difference with this death that's supposed to be permanent, that the body needed to just be there, lifeless, clearly dead.
Sure, yeah.
And I think it's a mistake because they kind of went, what's a cool death versus...
be accurate.
I think it needs to be, like, almost pathetically that there's a dead body there. And besides that, con-wise, I mean, it sucks that he just breaks the wand in half as easy as...
That's one of my cons.
Broke, woo!
Most powerful wand in the world, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't even think that even happens in the book. He uses it to fix his wand. And maybe breaks it in half, I guess I don't remember, but...
Yeah, I don't either.
It's just... Maybe it shouldn't be that easy for some reason. That's always bothered me.
Like, they had to jump through all these hoops to get rid of the Horcruxes, but the most powerful wand in the world you can just snap like a pencil.
Yeah, the symbol is great, but in practice it bothers me. Yeah. That shouldn't be that easy. Anyway, I think the ending has, there's a funny bit in the how it should have ended version where Voldemort's like, can't you see I'm pointing my wand as hard as I can? It's like, yeah, we needed a little bit of back and forth dialogue.
Sure.
We get let's finish this the way we started together. That's kind of fun, but I wish there was more of that, or just more
That's fair.
Closure. Anyway, those are all the cons I think are important.
Okay. I have some.
Go for it.
That I think are important. All the wand versus wand battles look ridiculous to me.
Yeah, it would be better if they said the wand spells out loud.
I don't know what, but it looks like a bunch of kids playing Zappy with sticks, and it's silly.
You should see the behind the scenes without, like, the lights.
Yeah.
Or sounds.
It looks even sillier.
They're just waving their arms, and then, like, that's literally. It looks like kids playing pretend.
That's what it looks like still with the lights. So
yeah.
So my biggest, I'll just go with this. My biggest issue with the book and the movie is Harry coming back. Like, if he is a Horcrux, then he's gotta die. If this is a Greek tragedy setup, which it is, he's a tragic hero, he's gotta die. And so... it's not this movie's fault that the source material didn't. Like, I feel like she chickened out. I feel like she was like Harry. I mean, because at least while these books were being written, Harry Potter was the most famous fictional character on the planet, I feel like. And so I feel like she chickened out. Like, he needed to die, but she couldn't kill the most famous, popular guy on the planet. So that's my biggest issue.
I mean, at least there is an explanation.
What is it?
The part of Voldemort's soul is what died, and not
But
Harry.
he died. He went to quote him whatever the glowy place was with that weird. What is that weird thing?
I think it's just believed to be that's the part of the soul that was attached to Harry. That's like
okay. That like was really weird.
Yeah, it looks like Voldemort.
It wouldn't have been that hard to be like, oh, that's the part of. But anyhow, so he died. And then he came back for no reason that I can discern. Like, he had the resurrection stone. If he had hold on to that, maybe that would have been an explanation.
What? That actually could have been a good loophole.
But no, he threw it on the ground for some reason, which I don't understand either. So him coming back doesn't make any sense. Which kind of ruins the end of the movie for me. But and then I could have lived my entire life without the 19 years later. Everything in that needed to not be there. That was so annoying.
To your credit, a lot of people do not like that part. I remember, I like it personally, but I remember even when the book came out, people were like, that's like the worst.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, I like that part.
I don't feel like it added anything at all. It just...
Wait till you hear about the stage play that is immediately after this movie. I'll tell you a little bit about it.
When are we going to hear about it? Now seems like a
I'll do it right now. So,
because you set
some spoilers for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which used to be two separate plays. They had to buy two separate tickets to see, and then they've condensed it down to one play. Also, for us, not that for you, but like it's actually coming to our area, which is really exciting. Tickets are like over $200, but it's like, man, that is a tempting. Like it's just tempting that it's finally coming around our neck of the woods.
Cool.
So Harry's son, I forget his name. Oh, Albus.
Severus
Potter. He actually bumps into Malfoy's son. Named Scorpio or something. It's like
not named Voldemortio or
something.
Yeah,
they all got these astrology names. Anyway, they actually become friends, and Harry's son Albus becomes a Slytherin, and it's actually a fun dynamic. Him and Draco's son, it's a good pairing because Draco's son's actually a lot of fun and stuff. It feels like fan fiction. From here on out, because here's why. Eventually, Harry is revealed to be maybe not the best parent. He's struggling to connect with his son. There's some tension there. For some reasons that I forget, Harry's son, for some reason, this is the story, and once again, I don't know, I guess spoilers if you don't want to hear it, they decide that everything went wrong, or they want to go save Cedric Diggory. This is the plot. It's a time travel story where there's multiple different timelines. It is so stupid. Where they go back and they save Cedric, but then something happens and he got angry and he became evil. And so they have to go back and fix that. And then they have to go back and fix another thing. It is ridiculous. And then there's this new character that comes in. And I forget her name because mostly the play is awful. I do want to see it because I bet it looks cool. But there's a new character that kind of becomes their mentor outside of the school, basically. Anyway, it boils down to they are going back with Harry and almost everyone back to the day Harry's parents died. And Harry pretends to be Voldemort for some reason. Because the girl, this woman that's been helping Harry's son and Draco's son, it would have been a decent plot twist. Voldemort had a secret baby, and this was his daughter. And so every time he's feeling Voldemort, it's actually he's sensing the daughter character. But no, that's not enough plot. That's not enough twists and turns. Let's have actual Voldemort and time travel. It's stupid messy. Anyway, by the end,
it does sound like a play you would enjoy.
Harry and his son connect. They fix all the timelines. They stop Voldemort's secret daughter. And whatever. There is a part that I really want to know what it looks like, where they escape Hogwarts, the train to get on top because they're going to go, I think, meet maybe the time travel thing, whatever. And the witch who has the trolley cart full of sweets and stuff gets on top of the train too, and is actually this automaton thing that is designed to prevent students from ever leaving the train. It's like, she's not a witch at all, she's a thing that will turn into a robot thingy and try to stop people. It is bananas to read. It reads like fan fiction. Not even really good fan fiction. The time travel stuff is messy. Hermione is the Minister of Magic. Anyway, there actually could have been a decent story if you got rid of all the time travel things. Is Voldemort back? Nope, psych, it's this other thing. That could have been a fun story, but no, it's a messy, no good.
Cool.
Anyway, that's The Cursed Child.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a good salesperson.
No, I don't like it. Any hoozles. But this movie, though, a little bit better than that.
Oh, yeah, it's much better. The end. Yeah.
The end.
Good
So,
episode.
There's some pros that I like. Warwick Davis plays the Goblin. He also plays Flitwick. He's just an actor I like. You can just tell that that's an actor behind this Goblin character. You know, that's Warwick Davis. He can do what needs to be done. I like it when Harry steps into like the doorway and his original theme plays, like the original Harry Potter theme song. It's like one of the only times you hear it is just when he walks through that door. It's just a great little moment.
Like, cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't remember it, but
I know
you notice.
And I'm like, if only we
stuff.
got more John Williams, but it's fine. The music's fine. It's fine. I think it's kind of cool. Just a little couple of things when Harry Potter steps out, when he's hiding between all like the students and stuff. By the way, bad haircut. Harry's got bad hair in this. That could be a con, sure. And then McGonagall steps in between Harry, and she casts a spell. Snape like deflects it, and it hits the two Death Eaters behind him. Mm-hmm. And because we know he's really trying to be a good guy, but it's kind of cool how you can like, oh wait, that was on purpose. He was taking those guys out. Little things like that go a long way. Yeah. I think it's super visceral when Snape dies. Like, PG-13, it's not like graphic or anything, but for some reason we were behind the glass as the snake is biting him. It's as brutal as you could probably be without showing anything. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's vicious.
That whole everything right around that is my favorite part of this movie, and probably my favorite part of the whole series.
Really?
It's just like, and I mean, to dip into the philosophy, just the scope of the sacrifice that Snape has made. Yeah. For, to preserve wizarddom or whatever it is it's just amazing. Like I'm getting goosebumps. And so just so the philosophical question there is what is worth sacrificing for? And in Snape's case, it's not just do I live this kind of false life and I never get to be me. It's also I have lost this woman that was, I've been in love with since I was 6 or whatever, and this is the kid of the guy that took her, blah blah blah. It's just amazing. Yeah. It was a beautiful, I don't know what it was, 5-10 minutes, whatever it was. Just fantastic. Mostly
silent too. Yeah. And I love how they use footage from the older movies. Yeah. Mixed in with new footage. It really is really cool.
Absolutely love it.
There's a reason when Snape says always. People remember that because that build up. It's people get emotional during that build up. Yeah. Now I send it as a funny meme or GIF in text conversations. Have you done this? Yeah, always or whatever. But it's because that moment works so well. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. It's good. I like that too.
Yeah, it was very, very good. A couple of other scenes that I thought were very, very good. The whole introduction. So this series seems to, with a couple of exceptions, seems to do introductions very, very well. So I'm thinking the time that Harry saved Higley. What is his name? His I forget his name. I know. His stepbrother or whatever.
Oh, Dudley.
Dudley.
I thought you meant the house elf, which I, for some reason, I'm also spacing on.
Like that. intro was amazing. This one was just chilling.
Yeah.
Like it was just Snape in the tower thing, just looking over. And I mean, if you hadn't read the books, like you're like, man, that dude sucks so bad. He did all this crap and whatever. But even after that, when it's Harry, you know, talking with the goblin, whatever his name is, and Harry talking with Ollivander, like just the sense of like hopelessness at that point. He's like, what, like, what are we gonna, yeah, so good.
Yeah.
And then like I have more lines that I loved in this one than any of the others.
Yeah, hit me.
Well, so Ollivander says, if he really has found it, you don't stand a chance. Like, what the heck? Like, how do you move on after the friggin' guy in charge of wands tells you? That's so good. I really liked the escape from the vault.
Yeah,
with the dragon. Fun. That looked really good.
And I was this is how I think now when I watch some of these movies. It's like, I wonder what Dietz's issue of this will be. I was like, Dietz will probably say, oh well, that was easy or whatever. But I was like, yeah, but I don't know if anyone's tried to rob Gringotts with a goblin. I don't know if there's ever been a goblin that's assisted. That was the difference.
No, I had
there.
no issues with that at all.
If you ever go to the Universal in Florida, there's a big Gringotts and there's a big dragon on top of the building. And I think fire spurts out of its mouth every now and then.
That's cool.
Also, randomly, not that I ever will have money for it, but there was a sweet Lego set, which is Gringotts Bank, and then below it is like this cart system thing.
Oh, cool.
It's a sweet looking set, but anyway, there's some cool iconography in Harry Potter.
Yeah, I actually liked the bait and switch with the sword, and it was seated, so like I thought that was really cool. Like the only person that could tell the difference is whoever it was, Voldemort probably. I still think that J.K. Rowling is massively creative. And there's just every movie or book has like these additional whatever it was, the cup or whatever that multiplied everything.
Yeah.
Like who would have thought of that? That's crazy, but it fits and it works.
Plus, it looks good in the movie.
Yeah, it looked really good.
However they made that effect really holds up to this
Yeah.
day. No, this was probably 2010, because I was still in high school.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it looks really good.
It looks cool still.
Yeah.
All of it looks good, basically.
It does. That's...
I once had a friend that said, on a scale of 1 to Voldemort hugging Draco, how awkward was it? Because I'm pretty sure this is true, that's not in the script, that Ralph Fiennes just did that. Let me hug Draco, and I think it's awkward.
Yeah,
super
for sure.
Weird. But I think about that. Like, yeah, that's pretty awkward, and that's what I think about that when I watch
doesn't
that.
really strike me as a hugger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I also a little thing that I love is, as soon as Harry does reveal that he's awake, or not awake, alive, he casts a spell, bounces off the snake, which is kind of cool, and some people go flying. But then I like how multiple Death Eaters just dip.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, Voldemort can't kill this guy again, or whatever the reason is. I think it says a lot that a lot of those guys just disappear immediately.
Yeah, yep, for sure. I finally laughed.
You did.
I think the first time in Harry Potter, even though there's a lot of attempts.
Go for it.
So he's like, we need to, like Harry's speech, we need to find this thing. We don't know what it is. We don't know where it is. We don't know what it looks like. And he's like, I realize that's not much to go on. The kid, like, one beat, and he's like, that's nothing to go on.
We need to find a thing in the castle. Does anyone know?
That just caught me off guard. So I think this movie has several of my favorite moments of the series, like when McGonagall goes out and casts whatever spell it is, and then she's like giggles like this. I always wanted to use that spell. That was just beautiful. Like, I loved it.
Yeah.
It made me happy.
And she's been knighted for acting.
Yeah, I believe
she's
it.
really good. She's good at the face acting.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's when she steps up to Snape, she's saying a lot with her eyes type of thing. But then the flip side, the giggle. I've always wanted to cast that spell.
It's just super cute. Like,
yeah, it's awesome.
I don't know. There's a lot I liked about this movie.
When the goblin that they had under the spell gets killed by the dragon,
Yeah.
is that murder? Because he was only there.
Like, did they point the dragon at him?
No, but he was there
then,
because of
no.
the dragon, and Ron's like, well, that's unfortunate. I'm like, I don't know. That might be on them, if I'm being honest.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
wrong place, wrong time.
yeah, I guess.
Oh, I did love how there's a lot I loved. Like when they went through the waterfall and all the, and he's like, "What are you doing
Yeah.
now?" And then, zzz. Yeah, it was just little moments.
You know, another thing that I really appreciate, because this franchise has like passed hands multiple times with directors and stuff, but this movie really feels like it brings back a lot of things from the first movies, like the Gringotts door opening from the inside, or the snake slithering and Chamber of Secrets, or even like the pixies and stuff. Like, it's like, oh, it kind of feels like it brings everything together.
Maybe that's
visually.
why I liked it so much. I didn't realize that until you just said it, but maybe that's why. Like, it feels like a very good wrapping together. So maybe that's why.
Maybe compared to a bad example is
Lord
like
of the Rings. Yeah.
No. Like the
Star Wars.
like Star Wars,
Oh,
The Rise of Skywalker. I remember the commercials for that movie being like, a saga comes to an end, like, and I'm like, it did not feel like a wrapping up at all. It fizzled out. But this,
very much,
even if you don't really like the franchise, kind of like you, it's like you can tell that this is a clear, definite ending that brings a lot of those, even just visual things, back one last time to make it. But even
like how it's built as a story is like, it's very, very deliberate.
Yeah.
Like it's just, there's this undeniable building and building and building of the tension, of the cost of it, of the fear, like, and the best part of that is like every time they destroy a Horcrux, like the building, like whoever the guy is that plays Voldemort.
It's Ralph Fiennes.
I don't know who that is, but like he did a phenomenal job going from like, I'm a god, to wait, maybe I'm not to oh crap, that sucks, to what's going on, to like, just like, it was perfect, like, so that it brought it around and wrapped around. Very nice.
Yeah, no, and it helps that Ralph Fiennes is a great actor too. I mean,
I don't even know who he is.
Like some key movies he's in, you haven't seen it because it's a war movie, but Schindler's List, he's the Nazi guy in charge of that concentration camp because he's just really good at being evil. Did you see the Grand Budapest Hotel?
Maybe.
Really
Not that I remember, but
he's in 28 Years Later in a insane role. Or Conclave came out recently. He's in a lot of movies, is the point.
Okay.
And he's a good actor.
Cool.
The English Patient, Constant Gardener. Anyway, he's good.
Yeah. It was definitely good here, for sure.
You know what's a little moment, while we're in like the pros, there's a moment that actually kind of surprisingly hit me in the feels. It's when Fred and George are like right before like the battle, and one of them says, "You okay?" Yeah, me too. And it's like a little thing, but for some reason really hit me. Because like, one of them dies, sure, but like, it's like they don't need to say anything more.
Yeah, that was another thing that I loved about the book and the movie, is a lot of these kind of series are not willing to allow named characters or known characters to die. Yeah. And this one let a lot of them die. Yeah. And I think that is a very strong move on Rowling's part, or the directors, or whoever. That just, because I feel like in a lot of, especially action movies, which, as you mentioned off mic, this is kind of an action-y kind of movie. Yeah. And a lot of action movies, that doesn't happen at all. Like James Bond, like, doesn't ever even get a scratch. No. Like, ever. His hair doesn't even get messed up. Yeah. And one of the biggest things that annoys me about action movies. And so, yeah, I really appreciated that, these people that we know, we've spent 8 books or however many, 7 books with, or 8 movies with, they're gone.
And it's even like another twist of the knife where it's like, There's Tonks and Lupin. Like, hey, we have a son, and they still both die. And I think originally the whole epilogue that you hated, J.K. one time said she wrote that to let readers know what happened to the son, that he's alive and well, and because Harry is like the godfather technically of that baby, basically. And so I think she said at one point when that book came out, like, just I wrote that moment so everyone knew Teddy, the baby, it was gonna be okay in the end.
Okay.
I know.
I don't know who cared about that, but
I cared about it.
It wasn't me.
I'm honestly surprised. Maybe this is just me being a super fan of in general, but like, why haven't they made a spin-off of that guy? His dad was a werewolf. His mom could change form. Seems like a cool little mix of a potential wizard going on adventures, if you ask me. But I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of fan fiction about that.
Yeah,
specifically for that reason.
There's more Harry Potter fan fiction than any other.
Here's something. Okay, this is how watching movies over again is, because I'll say something that seems obvious, right? But I'm like, I never even really considered that or put it together to make it stand out to me. Because Harry goes back and saves Draco, which Ron has that funny line where he's like, "If we die saving them, I'll kill you."
Yeah.
But like, he saves Draco because he doesn't want to, Draco kind of didn't like say, you knew I was at your house, you didn't say anything, so maybe he feels like he might owe it to Draco. But that act of saving Draco is what saves him ultimately, because Draco's mom goes to check to see if he died, and she just wants to see if her son's okay. So if he didn't do that, he would have been found out and would have been like ultimately killed there. So it's like saving Draco's life saved his life later on. It's like a consequence of that action.
Karma.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know if I've even
that's cool. Yeah,
realized that basically.
We're at karma, which is a philosophical piece. So karma is a part of most of the Eastern philosophy, just the idea that, like, or in Christianity, like Christ says, cast your bread on the waters and after many days it will return. I've come to think of karma as a genuine, like, real thing.
Yeah.
And so we see in this movie, or in the whole series, when people are willing to sacrifice for other people, in the short term they lose, right? Like Harry over and over and over in the short term loses, or really any of the characters. And it seems like at the moment that the evil or whatever is going to win. But we get in movies, and I believe in life, if we can take the long view, ultimately they don't win. Like we can look at, there's lots of film examples, but like just look at super rich people, for example, that have stomped on a lot of people. They're rich, but they're miserable. And so, like, the overall message of Harry Potter, at least in part, I think, is this message of karma. So Harry, like what you just said, Harry did this thing, which led to this thing, which led to this thing. Voldemort, on the other hand, is somebody just pisses him off or interrupts his thought process. He's just like, Vada Kedavra, I'm gonna kill. Yeah. And so, like you mentioned, like when Harry wakes up, they're just like, screw him, we're gone, right? And karma. And so Voldemort ends up dying alone. Whereas, like, one of the other lines the moments that I loved was when I don't know how Voldemort talks to everyone. That doesn't make. When he says, "Give me Harry Potter and no one will be harmed," and all, like, literally everyone's like, "Yeah, screw you. Like, we're with Harry." Yeah. That's karma. That's the law of, like, he's done so much to support them, to love them, to protect them, to teach them, that there's no way any of them were going to go, yeah, okay, bye. I'm going to go over to Voldemort, even if it's going to cost them their lives, which it did for some of them. Yeah. They
were willing to do that
because
Harry
of karma.
And Harry and Voldemort make good foils that way, where it's like much. How they the difference in how they do things or what they believe. And
so, like, there's a lot of connections throughout different philosophy, but the golden rule is essentially a a karmic rule. It's
yeah.
a karma-based rule. And I think that history bears it out. So I really liked that. I didn't recognize the Draco Harry thing, but like over the big picture, yeah, it's pretty obvious that karma's at play, my friends. So anyhow, sorry.
Well, and it's like going back to when I said that's why I wish there was a crowd during that fight. It would have showed that there were people for Harry, and not for Voldemort.
That's a good point.
And that's why, once again, the little things like the Death Eater's dipping out. It's like they're not really behind him. They're just scared of him,
right.
you know?
Right.
That's like how do you get someone to do something? Well, they do it because they love you. They do it because they're scared of you, or they do it because they
believe in it,
or something. There's different. I forget. Like most people follow Voldemort out of fear, kinda. I think some agree with his philosophy, but I don't know if that's enough in the end when you see him losing control, like to keep hanging around.
Yeah.
Where the Harry Potter's people will die for him.
Yeah.
They didn't have to stay. They could have left, you know?
Or chucked him out there and saved themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is any of the stuff Dumbledore said in, like, that weird...
Have anything?
Did you write any of his quotes down? Well, first off, I like the line...
Oh, wait, I did write one down.
What's the one that you wrote down?
Go ahead.
I want to see what's the same one.
Of course, it's all happening inside your head. Why should that mean it's not real?
Okay, I wrote that one down too because there's a couple things I want to point out. In my English class, we're going over the modernist art movement, which came about after World War I and World War II, where art just changed. One of the key new forms of writing that came from the modernist art movement it's like not free flow writing, it's stream of consciousness writing. So there's like a Virginia Woolf story or a couple other ones that, like James Joyce was also a writer that did this. But like kind of for the first time ever, art was like, hey, your thoughts are like works of art too. Because if you think about maybe traditional literature in the Romantic era, Victorian era and stuff, you know, we have heroes going on quests or people doing important things or, you know, all like the big love stories and stuff. But kind of in the, I don't know, like 30s, 40s, or 50s when this was coming about, it's like, hey, just your thoughts. You don't have to be the most important person for your thoughts not to matter. It kind of highlighted how beautiful thinking is. Yeah. On the main stage in a way. And there's a creativity book. I know you have it because it's on your Audible. I've looked at your Audible, and it's a book about creativity. Even though like it says, "Hey, I'm not like a doctor or anything. I'm just here's my observations about creativity." Yeah. But I remember reading the beginning of that. And he says something like, "We admire works of art, but we should treat thoughts the same way. Like, oh, you could have a beautiful thought the same way you could see a beautiful thing and hold on to both." So I think that that's in a way kind of related to what Dumbledore is saying. It's like, of course it's happening inside your head. That doesn't mean it's not real. Like, the things that happen in our brains are important, basically. Yeah. That's what I was building up to.
Oh, that's a good take. That's not the take I had for that. Like, that's a full-on statement of truth. Uh-huh. So, in a very real sense, whatever's in our head is our reality. Like, it shapes what we see, how we see it, what it means to us, how we respond to it. So I think that's one of the most true things, because, like, I mean, we've covered reality a lot in various episodes, but the idea that there is an objective reality is, I think, is true, but we cannot ignore the fact that everyone also has their own reality. And I think we actually, ironically, I guess, enough in my dual enrollment class this week, we're talking about that, like thinking about, okay, this person is saying this thing in response to this, that makes no sense to me. How and the ability to like not get in their heads, but like look through their eyes and look through their experience so that you can understand it, is, I think, one of the most important interpersonal abilities to have. Like the ability to see someone else's reality.
Well, I'll do you one better. I think if we did that, the world would be a better place.
Oh yeah,
we have stopped totally doing that as a whole.
I don't know that we ever did as a whole.
Well, but it just feels like all the issues that are happening. Like the main issues that are happening right now is because of our inability to do that.
Yeah.
Like, no matter who you are, what background, it just seems like watching the news, it feels like people are mad about this or mad about that, but we're not considering
Right.
what you just said, their point of view, like
Yeah.
how they see reality.
Yeah, and then the one step further of that is I don't know that most people recognize that is even a thing. Like most people who are not critical thinkers or not in the habit of thinking deeply feel that their reality, their way of viewing the world is the way the world is, which I think, again, like what you just mentioned, is the source of so many problems, because if you aren't a critical thinker and somebody does something that in your version of reality is stupid, that's a stupid person and they need to be corrected. They need to be whatever. Like, and so just simply knowing that you and I don't live in the same reality in a certain sense, enables us to like be friends and to do this podcast, because we both know that, yeah, like, so I'm the logos guy. In my world, in my reality, everything needs to make sense. They need to be connected. The dots need to be connected.
Yeah.
In your version of reality, everything is beautiful, and we recognize the beauty of it. Even if it doesn't make sense, it's beautiful. It's well put together. It's whatever. And so knowing that about each other means that we can sit here and do this.
Yeah.
If I didn't know that, I'd be like, you're an idiot. I'm not doing anything more with you because you're obviously insane.
You know, I'm reading this book. It's called Surrounded by Idiots. You might get a kick out of it, even though I looked on Goodreads just the other day, and a lot of people do not like it. But it's basically saying people are mostly a red, blue, green, or yellow personality type, and the book is about, hey, this is how you can communicate with each other even if you're not the same color. So and it's based on a study. There's some sort of other acronym it used back in like the 20s or something, but it's about like communication. But some people apparently on Goodreads were very upset that like it's not like hard science, or like it's oversimplifying people and stuff.
Sure.
But it's like, if you're a red, you're very strict, you're to the point, you like how things they are, you're direct, you don't like messy business. Like CEOs are kind of this way, like, is this worth my time, or what can we get to the point?
Sure.
Or yellow personalities, they're like the entertainers. Let's tell a story. I like to talk to people. I like to tell jokes. I like attention type of thing. Where green, it's like laid back. You know, other people, let me do something for you. It's okay if I'm not the center of attention. I'm good with just doing whatever I need to do. Or blues, or like the analytical, has to make sense.
Oh, there I am.
Yeah, you're mostly blue.
I was waiting. I'm like, I'm not that. I'm
yeah,
not that.
you like it's kind of like a questioner from the other personality thing.
The four tendencies.
But like, as I'm reading it, I'm thinking about myself. I'm usually mostly green. Like, you know what? I'll do that, or I'm okay. Like, you know, in the background, the book says most people are greens, where it's like, let me just help out. Let me think about others, or let me just do what I need to do to get by type of thing. But like at school, oftentimes I'm the yellow in front of students. We're like kind of the entertainer in a way.
Sure,
We're like, hey, this is what we're doing today. But, you know, we're all parts of all of them. But like recognizing like, hey, people are complicated, but like you can find the ways to connect with them is the crux of the book, basically. Or,
and recognizing that yellows live functionally in different realities than blues and reds.
Because like the book got its namesake because he interviewed some guy who was like a red, and he's like, all these people that work for me are idiots. And the author said, well, who hired these idiots? And the guy got really mad at him. But it's like the inability to recognize the differences in us is a useful tool for anyone, especially if you're like in business. But, you know, like,
if you're a
teacher, teacher for sure.
If you're alive.
But yeah, we're all different. But that doesn't mean we can't all communicate and work together.
Yeah, I think knowing that one thing would change the world. Like, if everybody knew that, I think it would change just about everything about our world.
Yeah.
But we don't. We think our way is the way.
Right. See, that's
Leads
how
a
red would
crap.
think, Dietz.
I'm not a red.
I know. All right, one more thing. Oh, the other thing that the other thing Dumbledore said in that conversation was, pity the living. Like, don't pity the dead, pity the living. Above all, pity those without love.
Yeah.
In a way, how I interpret that is like, yeah, we can feel bad, or like we can miss those that are gone or whatever, but like the important people are the people that are still in our lives, type of thing.
Yeah.
Who should we focus our attention to? Or like, but the I guess pity the above all, pity those without love.
Yeah.
Because it's, or
so I can give you a specific this week example.
Yes.
Right? Because this student that I loved passed on. I found about it on Friday, and I was devastated. Like, I just drove out into the middle to like this reservoir area and just cried and shouted and swore, and then like all day Saturday I didn't even get out of bed. I was just crying the whole time. Sunday was a little better. Like, I was with my family and whatever, and I was terrified to come to work on Monday. I even emailed our admin, and I'm like, how am I supposed to come? Like, I can't. I can't be what my kids need me to be because I'm destroyed. And he said they need you to be here. And so I came and like basically just sat at my desk and cried for the first 3 hours. And like, because like there's no way to express how devastating for me the loss of this kid was. Like, he was just a beautiful human. He's the most creative person I have ever met, like bar none, ever. And then at lunchtime, I thought I was just gonna be closing my doors and just crying, continue what I was doing. But his sisters came in, and his friend group came in, who are also mostly people that I've taught, and they were just there with me, and we shared stories, and by the end of lunch I was healed. And so then I was then able to be what I needed to be for my other kids. And so the way that I interpreted that is pity the living who don't have love, because if I hadn't been surrounded by those people who just came in because they loved me and saw that I was suffering, like I don't know where I would be. Like, I wouldn't be able to do what I do here. And then the other side of that is just the healing power of love. Like, so this is like a part of the philosophy thing, but it's more metaphysical than that. Like, I believe, or I've come to believe, that loving someone creates like an actual connection in some way to that person. And so like, I hate graduation every year. It's just brutal. But because of the creations, or because of the loving connections that I've created with my students, like, I can still, like, they're still connected to me. And so that has been very important to me this whole week, because even though this student is gone, because I loved him as a student and he loved me as a teacher, and we loved each other as thinkers and philosophers and creators and whatever, he's gone, but he's not. He's still a part of who I am. And so pity the people that don't have love, absolutely. Because when the people that they depend on are gone, they're gone, because that connection isn't there. And pity the people without love, because when devastation happens, and it happens to all of us, when it happens, there's no one there to heal them and to help them deal with the devastation so that they can continue. Yeah, I should have written that line down too, because I agree. It's a very, very important line.
I feel like before this viewing, I never really, I was like, I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean? But it was the first time where I'm like, oh, kind of understand what that is supposed to mean now.
Yeah.
You know what you just reminded me of? You'll get a kick out of this. Some Beatles lyrics.
Oh, jeez. All you need?
No, it's my favorite. It's my favorite Beatles song, "In My Life." You know?
Okay.
Well, it's
I probably do.
You probably do, because it's really good. It's just the lyrics that say, "There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed. Some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain." And then it goes on, all these places have their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I've loved them all. And then it kind of ends, it transitions to but I got everything I love you more. It kind of transitions to, but everything is made up, but like I love you more than everything else type of thing. But it's like my favorite Beatles song ever, but it's
Sounds like a good one.
I am made up of everything and everyone I've met to this point.
Absolutely. I agree. There you go. Maybe the Beatles are deeper than a boy band after all.
Can you believe this? But no, that's beautiful, Deets.
Yeah.
I love that a lot.
So. Do you want me to keep going with philosophy, or you want to hop in with...
You want me to do my thing?
I don't know. You're in charge. Podcast. I'm just the co-host.
Before we get to the philosophy and film study stuff, here's another takeaway that I also realized, because Harry Potter willingly goes to death. He says, like Dumbledore even says, he has to go by choice. That's important. And I think another thing that clicked to me, which maybe you probably already thought about before, but Voldemort goes out of his way to not die. Here are 7 Horcruxes so I can never die ever.
Right. Compared
to Harry, who willingly steps up to die. The difference between them. So I guess that kind of says, what do I write down here? Voldemort's trying to cheat death, but Harry basically kind of wins because he accepts death. He doesn't run away from it. Even doesn't matter how you have the most powerful wand ever. Doesn't matter if you have like a whole army of bad together. It's kind of stuff that you were saying earlier. It's Harry's choices and who he is, like his ethics, his morals, whatever, will win out no matter what. Yeah. The sacrifice that he's willing to have compared to trying to cheat the death system is, Voldemort's downfall. His pride, his ego, compared to Harry's willingness to lay down his life, basically. Yeah. It's kind of never stood out to me because it's... Voldemort literally asks him, are you prepared to die? And he said, yes. Turns out, psych, he's a secret Horcrux. It's your own downfall.
And psych, he doesn't die somehow.
Yeah.
Something happened there. We'll just skip over that part.
I do like how when Harry is talking to Ghost Dumbledore or whatever, that Dumbledore really doesn't give him any advice. He doesn't tell him any secret information. Right. He's like, you can take a train to die if you want to die, or you can come back. It's up to you. He doesn't really say anything besides the things we already talked about, those lines, but that doesn't help him defeat Voldemort anymore, really. Right. It's just, here's some advice about life. Yeah. So it's kind of cool that it's like, you're still on your own, but there's just a little break in the middle of things, I guess.
Don't know. Didn't make much sense, but that's okay.
Okay.
It's not like I'm a blue or anything.
I want to end with your philosophy. So here is the film's theory part of the reel. I was looking for lenses to use, and I found something called...
Aren't you always looking for lenses?
Yeah, I'm trying to find new ones. Because you could apply any lens and it could always work. And I might run out soon, who knows. Yeah. But I saw a lens suggested saying trauma theory. And so trauma theory, here's the Google definition. In literature, or film, analyzes how traumatic events, like war, abuse, disaster, shatter an individual's psyche, manifesting in fragmented narratives, nonlinear storytelling, repetition, and gaps, reflecting the impossibility of fully processing the experience. And it continues, it explores how literary, or film, becomes a way to bear witness using stylistic features like fragmentation, repetition, and disrupted time to convey the unspeakable, blah, 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 making the event accessible through narrative, even as it challenges conventional storytelling. Like, the whole battle is maybe non-linear kind of a thing. Like, the whole battle at Hogwarts is kind of depicted as a traumatic event for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
It's edited like a war movie, maybe shaky camera, fast edits to really show like how dramatic it is, as opposed to like sweeping... I mean, there is music, don't get me wrong, but it's like hollow music. It's like music that wants you to feel sad more than like excited type of thing. It's not like the end of Avengers Endgame where it's kind of exciting.
The glory of the battle.
Yeah, it's kind of like, no, this is awful the whole time type of thing. Plus, it's really silent, which also plays into it. And I think sometimes it just really, really works, basically.
Yeah.
But also, the other thing that kind of ties to the trauma theory is people are dying, like Harry's friends, but off screen. Kind of like real life in a way. You know, it's like, I don't have time to even... And Harry doesn't even have time to even think about it yet. It's like, I will grieve about this later because I have something else to do. Like, I can't let this affect me yet. So it's I guess realistic to like kind of show like the deaths of Lupin and Tonks aren't even shown. They're just, we see what happened after the fact. Yeah. And Harry literally walks by them with like, I can't even let this in right now. I gotta do my thing. So I guess that's kind of like the opposite of what maybe we're used to narratively, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the film doesn't let Harry have some sort of speech before death, which I know
Thank goodness
you were happy about.
Yes.
The death kind of just feels random, kind of like a war film.
Yeah.
And I guess trauma theory emphasizes that the aftermath, not the event, is where the trauma is revealed. The emotional climax happens after, like Voldemort is dead type of thing. The trauma, how it affects Harry, is maybe not how you might have expected in other Harry Potter films, necessarily. I don't know how often you can use this theory. It's kind of cool how the end of this movie is deliberately put together.
Yep, I agree. Also, Snape's like memory chain is another example of like that non-linear, not connected kind of thing.
It's Snape's specific trauma. It's actually probably more explicit Snape's trauma.
Right.
We don't see Harry go through the loss of his friends afterwards, but we just know that it will happen. Trauma theory, I don't know how deep you can maybe use it, but it's kind of cool that there is a theory that...
I think you could use it all the time because most literature isn't built around like normal everyday events. It's built around traumatic stuff. So I think, that'd be very useful.
Yeah.
Trauma theory. Philosophy of the real. We've already done actually most of it as a matter of course, as we always do. But there are a couple of things that we haven't hit on yet. Another one of my favorite moments in the series is just this kind of it's just this little scene where Harry's talking to Luna before they head back to Hogwarts, and Harry's trying to warn her, like, it's scary. And he says, Hogwarts, it's not the place. It's not the same place you left. And Luna's response is amazing. She's like, neither am I. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
And I think that we don't, because our lives, we view them as linear, and because they're just incremental, slow, minute growth, minute changes, we don't recognize that often enough.
Yeah.
And I think Luna's character of all of them is the most self-healthy, I think, because she recognizes her own growth, her own strength, her own power. She doesn't have Harry's power or Hermione's power, and she's good with it.
Yeah.
She's just, I'm on my own growth path. I've changed in these ways, and that's good, and I'm going back, and I'm different. I think we could learn a lot about how to be a healthy human being from Luna's little minor character in here. Like the idea, the truism comparison is the thief of joy. I think it's true, and I think Luna demonstrates to us why it's true. Because she's not comparing herself to anyone. She's just comparing herself now to herself before, and she recognizes the growth, and she's happy with it.
Yeah, there's like a part, I don't know if it was the 5th one or 6th one, where she's like, oh, someone stole my shoes, and Harry's like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. They're just someone trying to, I forget what she says, like someone trying to have fun in their own way, but she didn't let it like upset her.
Yeah, but she's I don't know what the phrase is, like just self-healthy, something. Comparison as the thief of joy versus being aware of your own trajectory, I guess. Your own, this is where I was, this is where I am, and I'm still headed up. Mm-hmm. So this movie has a lot to say about trust, like who we trust and why we trust them. I think it's really cool, like Harry's trust in Dumbledore, even in the face of like all of the revelations that happen to him or that are revealed to him in this movie, when he goes to heaven or wherever that thing was,
An elaborate purgatory.
Sure, he still trusts him because he's got like. Does Dumbledore's brother have a name?
Aberforth.
Okay, so that whole scene where he's like Aberforth is just laying into Harry, for trusting Dumbledore, and Harry's only response is, "I trusted him."
Mm-hmm. Like Griphook, they have to trust Griphook would help them get the cup.
Sure.
I guess Dumbledore had to trust Snape to fill out his end of the bargain.
Right. That's why I love that, like that sequence of Snape's memories, because there's so much trust there.
Yeah.
On all the parts.
Mm-hmm.
Snape trusting Dumbledore, and then Dumbledore fails to do what he promised to do, protect Lily. And yet Snape still decides to trust that Dumbledore has like the big vision, and that ultimately everything will work out.
And that's specifically that moment. He's like, you said you'd protect him, and then Dumbledore says they put their trust in the wrong person, which is what's his face, Wormtail. You know, that's So, and then like to go to the other side of the story, all the people who put their trust in Voldemort. Yeah.
And like all of the different ends that they meet. Some of them, get away or whatever. We don't actually know where they go, but a lot of them die. A lot of them he kills. A lot of them he maims. Whatever. And so in the real world then, philosophically, there's a lot of danger, but also a lot of power in your specific way of deciding who you trust and who you don't. Mm-hmm. And here again, critical thinking like is an important, like, beautiful protective shield. Because sure, like, I guess Voldemort is the allure of power. Like, I don't know why they followed him, but like the promise of wealth or whatever, at least according to this movie, is not a sufficient reason to trust someone. And conversely, the constant love, protection, building up, this movie suggests that is a good reason to trust someone. So, I don't know, there's trust.
Yeah. Where do you put your trust?
And how much have you thought about where you're putting your trust?
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
Yeah. And then just a couple of lines that I thought were interesting that I don't know if I agree with or not, but they're interesting. So Lupin at one point says, it's the quality of one's convictions that determine success, not the number of followers. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but it has, like, I haven't thought a ton about it, but I will come back to that idea. Is it true that your convictions are more important than, the number of people that agree with you or whatever? I think in a lot of circumstances they are. And success in this movie is we beat Voldemort, but philosophically in our lives, success is a lot of different things. When we're teaching ethics, I think you teach ethics too, right? Mm-hmm. One of the ethical schools is situational ethics, which I think is a very, very dangerous way to live or to decide what's right and wrong. Like, situational ethics essentially is just like, I'm just going to live my life, and whatever feels the most fun or right or whatever in the moment, that's when I'll make the decision of whether I will or not. So Lupin would completely disagree with situational ethics. He would suggest that we need to determine, this is my right and wrong now, so that when I'm in the situation where it might be questioned, I already know the answer. The quality of your convictions determines your success. Mm-hmm. So the people who already know their answer are not going to be swayed by, the beauty of it or the persuasiveness or whatever. And in the real world, that is a very decent measure of success. So now that I've talked about it, I think Lupin's right.
Yeah.
I think he's right.
It's like at the end of the Lorax, unless someone like you cares an awful lot. Oh, crap. What is it? The world isn't going to change. It's not exactly like that, but the sentiment is that, like, unless someone cares a lot, nothing's going to happen.
Yep. I agree
Which
completely with that.
Side note, the reason why that movie is bad, The Lorax is a bad movie, is because the book Lorax, this is a tangent, but this is why it bothers me. We have a podcast, might as well talk about it. The book, it's like, hey, that could be our future. What are you going to do about it? But the movie's like, oh, the trees are growing. You don't have to do anything. They're just growing already. The movie's bad. Anyway.
I like that. That's a me kind of a response. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit.
I remember in one of my film studies class, I was like, let's watch a class choice movie. You can vote for any movie as long as I have access to it at school appropriate. Yeah. And they watched The Lorax. And then I remember at the end we were talking, what'd you guys think? We liked it. It's like, and I was like, this movie's bad.
You're wrong.
Yeah, basically it was like that. Anyway. But that the conviction is the thing that was latching on there too.
Yeah. The last one, Voldemort tells Harry when he's speaking to everyone or whatever, you have allowed your friends to die in your place. There's no greater dishonor. And like, I think it's I don't think that's true, obviously. But I think it's interesting that, like, I don't want to use the word evil, but evil people or evil philosophies or, I don't know, destructive philosophies can take truths and just twist them a little bit into this kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. Did Harry allow people to die in his place? No. Like, people have died as they have fought. That's true. And is Harry the focus of the battle? Yes. That's also true. But then Voldemort takes it and just twists it just a little bit. And what Voldemort says is not true. But if you don't think critically about, okay, this is what has actually happened and this is what it actually means, it's very simple for quote-unquote evil people to twist things just enough that they can manipulate the way that you think about yourself, the way that you think about the world or the situation around you. So yeah, I loved this movie mostly because, like, all of the points that I've just talked about are all like, please think critically. Please think critically. Please think critically. So,
and even though he is trying to manipulate Harry, like your friends are dying, but then Harry makes the decision through thinking and understanding the situation. Like, oh, I do have to do this. It's not because I got manipulated. It's because it's what I have to do.
Yeah. And so yes, exactly. Because, I mean, imagine yourself pulling out of the, what is it called? The bowl with the memory thing?
Whatever.
You're pulling out of it, and this guy that you've trusted your whole wizarding life is like, yeah, the boy has to die.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to take that? Like, I personally would be like, dang, I've been betrayed, I've been lied to, I've been manipulated, but no, because of the previous experiences and where he decided to place his trust, he goes ahead with it, and ultimately he wins. I really liked this movie a lot. With the exception of Harry's whatever at the end. I think
middle-aged Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
Oh, no, well, that too, but just Harry not dying.
It might have... it would have worked if they died. It also would have worked if he held onto the stone.
Right. I didn't understand why he dropped it.
It works for me that, like, oh, the part of the soul that's what died and not Harry, but whatever.
Yeah.
Want a couple fun facts of the reel
I would love
while
some.
we end up here. So there, if you realize, Crab and Goyle, we had Crab but no Goyle. There's some random other kid.
Notice that we had Crab.
Like when they're climbing in the room of requirement and stuff.
Oh,
there's just a kid we've never seen before. It's because the actor got in trouble with drugs, so he got kicked out of the movie.
Sweet.
The boy who plays Harry's son was the baby from the first movie.
Oh, Harry as a baby.
Harry as a baby from the first movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Helena Ravenclaw, or the Grey Lady with the ghost. She is Kelly MacDonald. She's not maybe like a household name, but you may have seen her in the movie No Country for Old Men. She's Carla Jean, like Southern accent.
Right.
But she's also the voice of Merida from Brave, the Disney princess.
Oh, cool.
maybe more well known than you think. She's got other movies you've definitely heard of, but maybe not a whole lot of other big roles. But like, hey, Harry Potter. We are going to continue to the next one, by the way. We're going to watch not the next Harry Potter. It's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Dietz has no idea what's even going on in that movie.
No.
And there are 3 of them.
No desire at all to watch it. And despite months of argument and begging and pleading and threatening, we finally came to the agreement that I only have to watch one of them.
Yeah, unless Dietz really wants to watch the one afterwards.
No.
We're going to watch the first Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which, for the record, I think is not bad.
Well, you think a lot of things are not bad that I think are garbage, so that's not really a ringing endorsement.
I think, after all these movies, I think the third Harry Potter movie is still the best one.
I think I would put it third for me.
Yeah.
After this one and the fifth one.
Yeah, I used to hate the fifth one. Now it's more up there.
Cool.
I'm excited to experience Fantastic Beasts with you because it's just a new thing. It's different. Thanks for joining us.
Yes,
for Harry Potter. I honestly think we brought a few interesting things to the conversation.
We always do.
Yeah, that's hopefully the point of the podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just talking about what we like or not like for a while, but I hope the meat of what we talk about is at least interesting.
Yeah. Yep. Me too.
Anyway,
we love you. Thanks for listening. We love you. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Or Jason's Choice. Oh, psych.
And then the week after that will be Jason's Choice.
Psych,
and then I will reveal
garbage.
Our next franchise. Anyway, we love you.
Which better not suck.
It won't. We think critically. We love you. Bye.